I shifted from a PMC school, the Pune Municipal Corporation School, to an IT school. Pune does not have secondary, Pune municipal schools don't have secondary grades 8, 9, 10, and that's why I Teach provides them with this opportunity. With Teach for India alums is the school leader and the assistant school leader. We worked together, the fellows and the school leader, the leadership team has worked together with the vision to set Sonbat Upe as one of the best schools in Pune. We started off recognizing that this is what I crave for. I would lose my sleep. I would pray for these things always. This is my passion. At the age of 25 or 10 years or 11 years from now, I see my kids actively pursuing that passion and not having been obstructed or having been told by everyone that you cannot do this. There are two things which we have been doing consistently for over the 6-7 months. First is of course that we will work with a focus in our head, and second thing of course is being fearless. At the end of the year, I wanted them to have the critical and creative sense combined to articulate their perspective. I designed the plan for the year with opportunities where they'll be able to, and that is why that's where came up the idea of exposing them to different genres. Like if they are studying romance, what would their response be? They're teenagers, they already started facing, because of adolescence, they've already started facing those nuanced things here and there, the idea of infatuation and all of them coming up. Are you able to speak to the world about those feelings? And through those texts, they were able to articulate their own feelings in form of a poem. I was teaching English and I wanted literature and skills to come together to give that exposure. And that's why all the texts that were chosen from each of these genres were about how are these texts changing my thinking? How do you now demonstrate this? How do you now articulate whatever you sort of got exposed to, and then you had your own perspective? This is where opportunities or spaces like one full day of discussion on a certain topic would be there, where the group leaders will lead those discussions. Project works where we spend 1 to 2 weeks critically appreciating a romantic and a tragic text and comparing the two. Through a lot of examples through these texts, we've come to realize the importance of tireless hard work, and that's why, or having a focus in our life, and that's why the habits which have built up for their academics, delegating a fixed amount of time for this and pursuing their passions tirelessly, even after an 8-hour school, pursuing their passions tirelessly. And that's why we see them talking to each other about not wasting a single minute in school, even if there is a free period. So the relation of what they are learning in the class to their actual life would be in form of the choices that they make, in terms of the courses they're going to choose next year, in terms of what are they actually going to do after grade 10, and what are the opportunities that lay ahead. They'll have to put forth those arguments in front of themselves, compare one against the other to come up to a conclusion. We have had cases in school, these teenagers having started to smoke, having started drinking, and this is where we thought there are two challenges which we have to deal with. First is getting them into that habit of preparation, and second thing, keeping them away from the negative influences around. And that's why people, or the kids who used to stay close by, we formed groups in one of the houses, and we sort of selected 4 to 5 themes which the kids need to work on. Am I able to articulate myself clearly, confidently in front of an audience? Am I able to think through many different topics? Do I know what's happening in the world? And that's why newspaper reading. So we set up these things. We gave the resources, we gave a list of resources which would be needed for the evening study time. This entire resource set being given and a pattern being set, we saw a lot of improvement in a lot of ways. Book reading has been one of the biggest things that we sort of have seen a difference. We started off with Rahul being really violent throughout the day. He wouldn't sit in any of the classes. He would just roam around the entire day. There was no way we could think of him as somebody who would work for something in life, who would have a goal and work consistently towards it. Then we had in that group itself Abhay and Sujan, who would sit at the corner of a class and with their heads down, never answering anything in the class, never ever participating. And then we had Sangram and Sandeep, who were not at all confident about the skills that they actually had. Like Sangram was actually really good at making science projects. All of these things were things which we observed in the first 3 months of our teaching last year. And all of them stay together, they stay very close by. And the proudest moment right now would be all 5 of them for the past 6 months every evening have been sitting down for the 3 to 4 hours working on English speaking, working on their presentation skills, working on all of them, working on what they are really interested in. So Abhay is a school football captain right now. Sujan is the cricket team's vice captain, and Sangram, Sandeep, Rahul all are a part of team, and they participated in JFK this year. My relationship with them has been beyond being just friendly, like a mentor, like a guide throughout these 2 years. During summer vacations, I made sure I'm visiting each and every house of the 9th graders that I'll be teaching, to sort of make them realize that come what may, till 10th grade, your journey till 10th grade will be with me, and I'll make sure that I'm there at every point. I have been hearing the cliche about kids are the future of this country. What will be my role? Am I just supposed to sit down and hope for this country to become better one day? If I'm able to experience and do it for a small group, it would be a proof point for many to realize that this is possible. And if all of us are coming together to do it, then change is possible. I've been teaching, but I would love to get experience about how the government works with our school systems. How do we get communities to engage with the school? How do we get a lot of people in this city who are willing to work at a common place to actually serve our children? I'm willing to explore these things and work in school systems for the time ahead. To explore these things, next year I have taken up the role of lead teacher at my school itself, and my project, the project that I have taken up is making sure the extracurricular and sport activities for all 155 kids in my school are running consistently.